Right, for this fly we're going to tie a little Gamarues that Martin Droz gave me this year. We caught a lot of fish on the Clyde with it. It's one of his favourite flies. So we've got a size 10 grub hook in here, just because it's easier to show you on the vise. But tie them down to 16s. We're using a tan or a beige thread. I'm actually using Wisp, which is a 14-0. So first of all, take the thread down past the bend of the hook. Get our lead wire, catch it in, and then just turn. Keep going. You can build it up and do 2 layers of lead if you want a bulkier fly, but it's quite a slim pattern. And just snap off, snap that one. Okay, right. So take some of the thread back so it's nearer the wire, and just tie it in. Now for this one we're going to use a rib of nylon. This is 3 kilo, but it's about 0.12, 0.14. That'll do you fine if you go by millimetres. So just catch it in, tie it in. Okay. The next thing we want to do is we want to get the shell back. Now I'm using the Magic Strip light brown. It's very, very natural colour. Now if you look at it, I've said this before in other videos, you've got a dull side and you've got a shiny side. Right, shiny, dull. Well, I'm going to tie it with the dull side, so I want to tie it in with the shiny side facing up. So tie it in and just back down. Don't stretch it too much when you're doing this stage. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the actual rib in, which is Mirage small. That goes in next. Okay. Then we're wanting a little fluorescent butt, so I'm using, same again, it's like an angel hair type material. You don't need too much of it. Keep that out of the way. Just dub it on. I will use wax on this because I'm going to use Squirrel for the body of the fly, and Squirrel's quite hard to get onto a thread. Now this we're only wanting 1/8 of the hook shank to be covered, so it's only a little fluorescent butt. Now we'll use our wax. We'll just wax the thread up. That in the video you can't really see, but that's quite a chartreusey, fluorescent type shiny material that's on the butt of these flies. Now that's my squirrel skin, so all the good stuff that I would normally use is all gone. This fly is actually tied with the more buff beige type colour. So what we do is we get some of that, we dub it in. Okay, and a wee bit more, not get enough. This is a great fly. I watched Martin Droz actually hammer a lot of fish on the River Clyde with this. Right, so we start dubbing that in. I'll always push when I'm dubbing. Rather than use a brush or something after it, I tend to just push it as I'm going. It tends to keep it where I want it to be. And I need a wee bit more beige on there, because what we're going to do is the front third of that we're going to put slightly darker fibres on. So I'm going to go with this stuff here, which is a wee bit darker, a bit more colour variation in it, just at the front. And people will tell you not to take the underfur. I like the underfur because it lets it grab, and you can dub it on quite loosely. Right, so that's a wee bit darker, need another little bit. Okay, I'm getting there. Dub that in and take it to the eye. and then just stop. Right, same again, just push down. You can use dubbing brushes or you can use what you want. I just use an old toothbrush just to brush it all down the way. Right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our fine pearl rib in. On a size 10 I would do about 6 turns. 4 turns, and then just straighten the hook up. I like to tie with the hook pointing down the way slightly at the start and then adjust it. Now at this point I'm going to do a whip finish because it drives me up the wall when it comes loose. Okay, now what we're also going to do, this is my hot orange dubbing candy floss, so I've taken a bit of it and I'm just going to roll it in my fingers. Okay, so just roll until we get it into a little cigar shape. Okay, and just sit it. So it's just going to sit on the top of the hook. So just to keep it in place, I've tried different ways of doing this and it's been driving me up the wall because you spend 10 minutes trying to get it in the right position. So with the thread, just tie it down and get back up the front. Okay, so that's just sitting on the top. What it does is it makes it look like a vein on the top of the fly. Just pull that over, don't pull it too tight or else you'll not get the coverage you want. And then just tie that in. Okay, then same again, clip. And important, whip finish. So after you've cut it, it's very hard to stretch it back if it pings off. Right, at this point you can pull down, there's a couple of big fibres sticking up, so I'm just going to pull down, being careful not to burst the pearl rib. Okay, one there that I didn't like. And then just work the rib through. Right, keeping everything out of the way. Just keep it going and then tie it off. With that, I've been tying off before I cut that nylon because that's a couple of times this week I haven't and the nylons came loose because the thread's pinged off. And that's it. And you can see the orange in the back. It gives it that extra dimension. It's almost like a vein running down the back of the shrimp. But that wee Gamarues, it was dynamite on the Clyde. Really was. Enjoy.